Glory to Ukraine, glory to brave Ukrainian army. We will definitely win. Ukraine stands Ukraine, fighting for the democracy of the whole world. I will show you a couple of beauties which now blooming in my garden, and let's start from azalea or rhododendron, which is not the green. It's not green the whole year. It is without leaves from late autumn till early March, early spring. And this is Schneegold variety, one of my favorite. I don't have many of them. I have only 5 maybe azaleas and 2 rhododendrons, but this one is very good. Very good showing, very promising, and very stable, and very rich in flowering. I have planted it back in 2019. Yeah, it's already it's sort of 4th season in my garden, and to be true, it's not already on the peak of its flowering, of its blooming. It's already started blooming 2 weeks ago, I guess, as far as I remember, and as you can see, it's still blooming, of course, but it's not peak. It's already fading, right? I would say it's already on the final stage of its bloom, and it's taken into account that we've had a very windy week, and recently we've had raining, not very strong, not heavy rain, but still part of flowers are already underneath the bush. But I would say a couple of words about this variety, and maybe someone will be inspired by my feedback, and if you thought about this variety, I would definitely recommend it. Why? Because first of all, comparing to my other rhododendron or azalea in varieties, this one is showing the best among all of them. I do not prepare any winter coverage for it. It winters as it is, with bare branches and with already formed buds. Buds will be formed during the season. After blooming will be finished, I will just take off all these stamens like this. I will change angle of my camera. I will just, as I do now, I will just take this off, and this will help bush. It will do it by itself, but still this will help bush to start growing buds for the next season, like this one. And these buds they will be growing during this summer, and for the next spring it will be more and more generous. It is more and more generous from year to year, from spring to spring, and clusters of flowers, they are very rich, they are very big. Of course, there are smaller, there are bigger, but in general, this bush, it's not so big, I would say. It's up to 1 meter wide, and not each branch ends with flower. Some of them, like this one, they are pretty young, and I think for the next year, not sure, but it's possible that they will grow some buds. Of course, I will provide some additional nutrition for this flower, for this bush, and this will enable more and more buds to be growing for the next season. As you can see, the flower is also very attractive. And on this stage, we can spot mostly white colors, and of course this golden center of the top petal. But in fact, during the blooming, while it starts blooming, and during the first week of bloom, and even longer, these colors they will be not only white and golden yellow, but they will be there will be noticeable very good peach shades, peach apricot, some pinky, light pinky shades, and this is very interesting and very nice view, and very attractive view. And as far as clusters, mostly very rich. Of course, this bush, it Yeah, it's very attractive and noticeable, and you definitely spot it from far and you want to come closer and see it. It has fragrance, pretty nice, pretty light but pretty nice, and pretty, yeah, felt good. These stamens in the center, they are very nice and they are so interesting, especially while looking at the flower from the side view. You see how they are interestingly formed right in the flower itself. Except flowering, as I always mention here in Ukraine, I will share with you some information that 18th of May 1944, during the World War II, Soviet authorities, Soviet secret policy and NKVD, they started deportation of Crimean Tatars. Crimean Tatars deportation from their native historic land, Crimean Peninsula. During 4 days, they took and packed into the vans and into the railway cars more than 200,000 Crimean Tatars without any reasons, without any legal, of course, any legal rights. They just took everyone they could catch during these 4 days, and in awful conditions, they have deported them for the long way. This trip, I'm not sure how to call it. This way was very, very long, because they deported them to the Far East, to the what country? Uzbekistan, and even far. Very big part of them, they were not able to do this way because conditions were awful. There were anti-sanitary, dysentery, etc. They have been deported even with newborn babies. They have, for those who arrived to that land, to Uzbekistan and other lands, they also were not allowed to leave the stations where they were aimed to leave now, according to authorities. And yes, Soviet authorities, pre-Russia authorities, I must admit, they have committed another genocide, another crime against humanity, against the whole nation, because Crimean Tatars, they are separate nation. They are living in harmony with Ukrainians, with Ukrainian nation. But they are separate. They have their own language, their own culture, their own alphabet, and of course, this is a nation with their history, with their roots. And now, to proceed. After, as far as I remember, in early 50s, 1950s, some of them, or first of them, started to come back or return back to their homes, native lands. But of course, their homes were given to Russian occupiers at that time, after Crimean Tatars were deported, and Tatars came to their historic land, to Crimea Peninsula, without anything, without any rights, and they were still under the risk of being taken by some police authorities. And I must admit that after Russian Federation, current terrorist state, after they annexed Crimea in 2014 from Ukraine, independent country, with silent agreement of the whole world, democratic countries like Germany, definitely Angela Merkel was there, and France, United States, etc., biggest countries in the world. So they have annexed Crimean, and everyone in the democratic world was deeply concerned, but in fact they were just silently agreed and just proceed their trading with Russia terrorists. So from 2014, Russians became and started doing the same things. They have started to chase without any legal, of course, background. They started to chase and bring into jail also Tatars, Crimean Tatars. They were doing this closer to the 4 a.m. They could, and they were doing this daily or couple times a week. They just invaded homes at 4 a.m. invaded homes, took some of the family members, and just that after that family member disappeared, any connection with him or her also disappeared, and even relative, they did not know what is with their husband, brother, wife, mother, father, etc., etc. So Russian, they have the same methods, and unfortunately they were not paying for those acts against humanity back in 1944, and now the same. They are not paying all the pain and all the ruins and ruination they bring to the Ukrainian lands. So yeah, thanks for listening this history. This is our reality, and we must not tell, we must shout in every channel and in every area of the democratic country people to hear us and to know what terrorists are doing with us, with democratic people in European country, because we are European country with European civilization, of course, with law. We are law country, and so yeah, this variety rhododendron Schneegold, it will be very nice addition to your garden if you like such flowers, such type of plants. You will be impressed by it. Also, while I am here I have part of my rose garden. I have roses in 4 parts or even in 5 parts in my yard, and one of them is here. Here are some of the roses. Most of the roses, they are in buds, but some like this beauty, and it's now sun is close to the sunset, and here pine is very low, and I am almost completely among the pine branches, but I will try to show you. This is Souvenir du Docteur Jamain, once blooming old rose variety, but still I love it even if it is once blooming. Why? Because first of all of its color. I'm not sure whether camera is showing good. I will try to make another angle to show you how this color is. It is very, very nice, very deep, very velvety, dark red, dark beetroot, red with raspberry, and in addition it's very fragrant. One of my favorite varieties, and I have horizontalized it, and even maybe tried to make it like gardeners from Sissinghurst garden they are doing with their varieties, especially ones blooming. So I have tried to do this the same, and this bush it showed very good results based on this my forming, right, of this placing horizontally. It only starts, so I think I would be able to show you even more of its blooming under the different maybe sunny conditions, when it will open more flowers and see that it starts. And as far as we have very dry spring, very dry months, April and May, I have water in it, because I know I have watered it a couple of times already, because bush is not so small. It's not very high, of course, it's not very wide, but pretty wide, I would say. And I have watered it a couple of times already, because it needs watering, because it's starting to bloom and it has pretty many buds. So there will be very nice view, I predict. Thanks for your attention. Please always remember about us. and what price Ukraine pays. Ukrainian people, not only Ukraine, but Ukrainian people, real people, even our familiar to us, our relatives, we know this pain, and of course we are paying not only for democracy and for independence of Ukraine, but for democratic world, especially our neighbors. Because Russians, they have shown in Bucha, Izum, Kherson, they have shown what will they do with other nations if they occupy them. Thanks for attention, thanks for all your help, for all your sharing information about Ukraine, and notifying about Ukraine. Till the next video, and bye.